Hello, hello everyone. Oh, webcam's not working. Hold on, let me. Right there. There we go. We'll hide it. We'll hide the camera border. All right. We are going to be rough drafting the new spell system to some degree. I gotta put the foundation in. Yeah, and then evolve it from there. Let's hop into the game. Kind of show what we got going on here. Halloween! Hope everyone's doing well. I am tired. Ugh. Ugh. I am really tired. Alright, so I realized that I think I need to get a rough draft of like the spell system in to figure out what I'm really doing with the wand. Because I got one or two things I can do here. So we'll hop in. Right? So I started to make a heads-up display there, right? So when you hold a wand, you'll be able to see the, you know, like the stats there, right? All the bars, you know, you'll be able to, like, fill things up. But I'm thinking, like, is all of this really needed? Should I just have it to where when you trigger a spell, it just takes from the viz in the chunk that you're in? For like what it could do as mana, and then come up with like a cooldown system. Like I'm not sure, and I think if like I stopped, you can see it's like a very basic texture here. I just kind of stopped what I was doing to try and figure that out, because this may not be the solution, right? Getting like fire and water and air and earth and storing all this stuff, plus having a viz cost, I'm not sure about. So we are going to try to make a, well, it's going to be a rough draft of the new spell system. I'm gonna whip something together. It's going to be super basic. I'm going for a modular spell system, so I want you to be able to pick like your mode of transportation. I came up with names right before bed last night. Right, so you're going to have your delivery, you're going to have an effect, and then you're going to have your modifiers, which is what it's going to be for like a breakdown. And not all the modifiers will work on all effects. So, fun. This is weird. This is the third time in a row that you started streaming within 1 minute, and that my main streamer ended their stream. Oh, really? Yeah, I've been out all day. Actually, I'm super full. I got done with Olive Garden around here, so they had the never-ending pasta bowl, man. I can't be held responsible for my eating actions with a never-ending pasta bowl. I ate a lot though. I ate so much. Okay, let's get started with this. Let's get started. I'm gonna have to shut down the game because I'm gonna have to make a handful of files. Honestly, I really like their chicken parm. I like getting just like the spaghetti meat sauce and the meatballs. I think that's perfectly fine for me. The never-ending pasta bowl, though, I got it was all meat sauce, right? But I was able to get the meatballs, the sausage, and the chicken, the breaded like chicken fritas. Those are pretty good. Well, I guess first thing I need to double check my enums. So for delivery, right, self-touch, projectile, cloud, trap, and beam, I think are solid first choices. And for the spell effect enum, really, I'm just going to focus on fire, ice, and electric, because those are going to be like damage types. And then I will evolve. I guess I could put in healing, but some of the other stuff's going to be more specific. But at least just these three, you know, just putting them in. And then maybe I will put something in for your power, your potency. So I need to create an item, right? I need to create a focus, and I'm not sure if I did that already. So we got wand caps. Yeah, I don't see it here. So now the question is, I think I should put this under parts. Because the cap is like an accessory to the tool. And I will just call this focus or foci. Let's pull up site here. Foci versus focuses, right? Foci is just like a plural, right? Yeah, it's the plural form of focus. The usage depends on context. Focus is more common in general, plural, used in everyday language. Foci is more common in scientific and mathematical contexts and allows the Latin pluralization rule. Oh, so maybe I should do foci, right? If it has to do with Latin, that's what if I put the aspect system in, that's what it's gonna basically be, you know, the main aspect system. I'll put in spell foci. I want spell in there. That way, that's a keyword search. All right, so spell foci sounds really weird. One occurrence. That's it. There are going to be no. You know, there are going to be variants. I could put in minor. We could do major. What are the WoW World of Warcraft enchanting dust, right? Or no, it was the essence, right? Enchanting. Because it was like the greater and whatnot. Lesser, greater, astral, mystic, nether, and eternal. Right, I'm thinking about like what I want the flow to be. So I think we'll do lesser, greater, and then I'll get one more tier of power here. Come on, Wowpedia. Oh, there's just lessers and graders. That's right. I mean, I could put like Supreme in. Supreme. Or I could do like minor, lesser, then greater, maybe. Yeah, I'll do that. Minor. Minor, lesser, and greater. Perfect. Or I could do like common, uncommon, and rare. Maybe I should do that. Common. Uncommon. Rare. There we go. Perfect. And I'll just put in type here. I don't need anything for the skip variants. And then if I want to make something later on down the road where maybe you have multiple spell effects and you can add things, maybe that could be for like an epic one or a mythical one or whatever. Alright, so item part. This is going to be spell foci. For now, I'll leave the texture as is. The texture and stuff's not really going to matter. Max stack size needs to be 1. Probably make the density 800. I think that would make it sync. And everything else I think is fine. We're going to go down into the shapes. I'll copy cap for now. We'll call this spell foci. Let's rebuild. So that's part of it, right? Where the hell did it go? There it is. Okay. There it is. Now I need to make a spell foci item class. And we gotta scroll down here. I will just copy... Where's the generic one? There it is. Copy under parts. We'll put this in here. This is gonna be spell foci. You know, it really should be focus. Because foci, that's plural, right? I just realized I'm putting, like, the plural in for everything. Oh, God. It's gonna be that kind of stream. Paste, paste, and paste. Let's go back into here. So everywhere there is foci, make sure it's focus. Oops, we will change this name here. Alright, save that. I need to scroll back to here. This needs to be focus as well. US. Oh, come on. Hate when it does that. There we go. And I gotta register this new class as well. API. Let's do register item class. Paste that in, dot name, type of, there we go. Alright, let's hop in the game just to make sure that we got a focus that can spawn now. I think for now, I'll have it to where I'll write up some quick code that just looks for this in your offhand. And if you got it in your offhand, then I can kind of use and like I'll remove the focus from your offhand and then write it as a tag onto the wand. This one. Hey, Crickerloper. Hey. How's the new spell system coming along? Well, we're just starting to make it. I just made the focus. We are shoestringing it live. Doing it live. Can't believe it's already 3:30. Holy moly. Alright, so let's take a look here. So there's our 3 focus. We have the common, the uncommon, and the rare. I can't put this in my offhand. I believe I have to... Crap, what is the keyword called again? Storage flag, I believe is what it is. Let me take a look at the magic mod because I use storage flags there. Here we go, Astrolith. Yeah, storage flags, the capital F. And it was an plural. So I will put the storage flag right here. I believe I want 2. You know what? I have a guide. I figured all this stuff out. Let me look at the magic mod. I will move that stuff, that information over. Oh, I should probably make my own bag for all this, too. So I'm going to copy this whole thing. We're going to go into references. Going to make a batch here. Boop. So I'll change this stuff out, right? But 1 is general, 2 is backpack, 3 is mining. So offhand is 256. So I think I want probably 250. I think I just want 257. Let's go back into the foci. 257. That should allow you to pick it up in your personal inventory, and it should allow you to put it in your offhand. That's going to be really important. For this shoestrung version anyways, I could do something where I walk the inventory when I get like a rough draft in that I like, and then maybe come up with like a circular, you know, like a button that you press down, and then you have like a little circular thing with all the caps kind of spaced out, and then you could hover over and maybe see what the name of each cap is, and then, you know, you equip it that way. But let's see. So this is the spell focus. Yep, we could put it in our offhand now. Now we're cooking. So that's the prereq right there, being able to hold the cap and the wand. Well, the next thing we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to kind of fudge this a little bit. We are going to open up the wand. And then this right here. I'm gonna comment that out. And I just wanna statically set this stuff. I believe let's make some constants first. I am gonna need a handful of constants. 3 of them to be exact. And these are gonna be strings. I'll put words to paper later, and then I can say if it's gonna be an attribute, an item attribute. And this will be a spell focus. And then I can say, like, spell delivery. We'll do the same thing. Spell focus dash spell delivery. I should do spell part. And then maybe another underscore delivery. I think that would probably be better. And then spell part dash delivery. Copy, paste, right? So if one's going to be the delivery, this is going to be the spell effect. There's the effect. And then this one's going to be the, what I call a modifier. Yep. Oops, M-O-D-I-F-I-E-R. M-O-D-I-F. Oh my god, Fire. There we go. I'm spelling it wrong. M-O-D-I-F-I-E-R. There we go. Okay. Because I'm going to be using these a lot, and if I screw up typing this in, I'm going to be sorry. Like, none of this will work. So the next thing that I'm really gonna have to do here is get the wand. So under here, right? So basically, you right click. I am probably gonna want to put this first. I can say, like, we're gonna need something for the item slot. I can say offhand, right? Because we need to get the offhand item. We got by entity we can hook in dot, and this is going to be your left hand item slot. Let's pop an if statement in here. Now I'm going to try something. I got to get more familiar with this. So you can do something like this, right? Because I kind of want to do multiple checks. Normally I span all of this out to a series of if statements. But for this one, right, because now I can put in, like, item stack, and then we can question mark that. just to make sure that the item stack exists as well, and it's not null. We will do item, because I need to get the actual item here, right? So again, I could do the same thing, and then for that item, I need the code. You know what? Actually, I don't think we need item. I think I could just do collectible. Whoops! Oh my god, I'm misspelling like everything. I'm not sure if I could do the question mark after collectible, and then that would be code question mark, and then path contains, what did I call this thing? Spell focus, right? That's what I called it. God damn it. That is the actual item name. Well, you know what? You know what I could do? Here, let's not do anything with collectible. Maybe, because I could just do item. Item question mark dot. Actually, I could do that, and then I can say is, because I made a whole special class file, right? So this could be item spell focus RT. So basically, your offhand item has to have something in it. Hey, Nini-san, how you doing? So you have to have something in your offhand. That needs to be a real item stack. And then we will get the item. Ooh, but I'm not sure if I could do this, because what if it's a block in your offhand? Right? There may be a problem with this. I may have to specifically look for a torch. Although, you know what? I also don't have to do this, because spell focus is always going to be the same part, right? So I could do this. I'm trying to think what's going to cause like the least amount of issues later on. Code, question mark for that, dot path, dot contains. I'll just put in spell focus. I'll do the first thing I was going to do. And then we have to do an equals true, right? And then in here, let's get slot dot item stack dot, we got to get the attribute set item stack, right? I think yeah, because we have to overwrite the slot. We have to overwrite. Doing good, and you? I'm doing pretty good. I am whipping together a basic spell system so I could figure out what I want the wand to hold. I'm not sure if the wand's gonna hold like various points of like 6 elements here, or if it's going to just take the focus and then use like whatever the straight up viz is for the chunk that you're in to cast a spell. I'm not sure. There are pros and cons for each. I gotta figure that out. But I figure if I have like a test spell, then it would be an easier thing. Because then maybe I can make some Viz crystals, kind of see how that system would work. So that is what we're doing. I think I need one more name here, and I'll actually put it right here. It's gonna be item attribute. And I'm gonna want it to be casting tool, because this is something that's gonna be on the casting tool. And then I can put in equipped focus. Alright, so up here it's gonna be casting tool dash PP, right? Am I spelling that right? EQUIPPED? Equipped focus? I think that's right. And then, because that's going to be something that I'm going to have to recall. So on here, right, because I need to create a new item stack based on a key, right, because I'm going to have to give it a key. Unless, wait, what is the key? If there's no argument given that corresponds with the required parameter key of iTree attribute item stack. Oh, okay. I mean, let's give it a try. Whoops, I forgot the RT references. Here we go. And then for this part, I just kind of want offhand item stack clone, right? Because clone is going to preserve, yeah, a full copy of the item stack, so that's going to preserve anything that I write onto that item, which is going to be important. And then I should be able to retrieve this item stack, because I'm setting an item stack as an attribute. So this should take a screenshot of everything that focus is made up of. So if you made like a touch, healing, power, whatever your combination spell is that you custom make, I need to preserve all that. Do we want to play a sound, maybe? When it's equipped, right? Probably play a sound, that way we get some kind of audio. So for playing a sound, we want to attach this to the player. It gets fired at a world, and I think it's like play sound? Play sound at given position. Yeah, that's the one I want. And then in here... yeah, the asset location. You know what? Let's just do RT references dot game ID with colon plus. I don't think I have any sounds in here yet. No, I have no sounds in the mod yet. All right, let me open this up. Let me navigate to vintage story, survival, sounds. We could just do, like, sizzle. we'll do sizzle. Why not? We'll do sizzle. I think for this, I have to put in sound. Sizzle.ogg. That's only one thing, though. I'm going to need a bunch of crap in here. So it's going to be by entity, right? Because I want the sound to originate from them. We'll go ahead and call null there. Randomize pitch, false. Just have it be the same sound each time. Range, I mean, let's just do it as an 8 block range. I think that's more than enough. Volume, 0.5F, because I don't want my eardrums blown out. I don't know how loud that sizzle sound is. And then for this, we are going to... well, this is override void. So, since it's void, I don't need to return anything. So I also need to override spell on held interact stop. So let's come on, show me the root. Damn it. Collectible object. Come on, quick. So I think it's like interact stop. This is what I want. I want to override this. Looks both interesting and complex. Yep. It's about to get a lot more complex. This is just like the cookie cutter bare bones. Want to get something working. So it's going to get much more complex than this, but it's always nice to have something to build off of. Oh, common. Oh my gosh. Override. We want to override this. Get rid of that. I need to put in a base dot on held. Here, I might as well copy this whole thing. Boop. And then just get rid of all the variable, or all the variable declarations. Boop. Because I wanted to do whatever it was going to do anyways. And then in here, right, I probably want to make, let's start with the focus, right? Because I need to be able to look at the focus. Item stack. We have to create a temporary item stack. I'll call it focus equals... yep, we could get it from slot, because remember, at this point, it's written in code here, right? So it should... I'm just kind of recreating this to be able to read the tags that I put on. So it's going to be slot.itemStack. Right, attributes.get item stack, and it's gonna be that thing we made, right? That's why I made it a variable. Crap. What the hell was it called? Equip focus. This. Right? Because that's basically what I want there. Put on a different song. Get rid of Wowhead. Pause. Playlist. We'll go with the tried and true. There we go. Okay, where was I? Okay, stop. Oh. Created the focus. Let's put a safety check in here. If the focus is null, right, we're gonna want to return. So if it's not a valid item, or for whatever reason, you were somehow able to equip a spell with like a focus without any information on it, which hopefully you'll never be able to. But just in case, I can do focus equals null, right? If it equals null, just return. Like, don't go any further. I now need to unpiece the 3 tags that I would put on it, right? So let's get the enum modular spell delivery. We'll call it delivery equals. We want focus dot attributes dot get. Ooh, since it's an enum, we could use int, right? Right, because we should be able to use int. I'm also gonna need, let's see, rt references dot. There we go. I want to get the delivery tag. I think I need to cast this. I think I'm gonna need a cast for oh shoot. I think it's gonna be for the enum. I believe that's what I'm gonna want. Because it should take whatever the saved integer is, right? And then it should be able to convert it to the enum for this right here, right? So if it's let's pull up one of our delivery, right? So I always reserve 0 for none, just as like a debug thing. So if it's saved as a 1, right, that's gonna be self, right? So I'll be able to pull up self from it. Let's, you know what, let's stop. Yeah, the game's about to be really unhappy with all the stuff that I'm doing. So I just want to do, like, paste, right? So we got spell delivery, we got the spell effect, and we also have the spell modifiers. There we go. Let's make it modifier. I'm gonna get rid of that S. Damn it. There we go. I may have to do something about that. When I build, there's probably going to be a lot of little bits that I'm going to have to just get rid of the S in. Where's my wand? Here it is. Right, so instead of delivery, this could be effect. This could be modifier. Modifier. FFECP, that would be effect. This would be the effect tag, and this would be the modifier tag. Alright, so I would get those three things, and then I think I want to make a new method. This may end up being its own class file eventually, but for now, I'll just call it like, trigger spell cast. And I know I'm gonna want some things in, right? Like, I should probably preserve you as the player, the caster, whatever your delivery is going to be. I hope I'm doing this right. Effect. I'm kind of doing it a little backwards from what I normally do it. Oh my god, I was trying to put in protection modifier. Jesus Christ, I'm thinking of armor. Alright. Why don't you go ahead and implement a basic method for me, please and thank you. Let's put this towards the bottom. Oh, what the fuck? There we go, right there. Put a little space in there. Let's get some water, man. Delicious. We can keep this as a private for now, right? So entity agent works fine. I may end up, I could look into having NPCs, like making creatures be able to cast spells like evil magicians and stuff. So I don't want to link it to entity players specifically. I want to try and keep this one as open as I can. And I got my 3 enums there. Throw exception. Nope. We are going to make a switch. Yeah, let's go with a switch. I'm like, wait, nested if statement? I'm gonna have a lot of crap to do. I guess the first thing's gonna have to be the delivery, right? Like how it's traveling to wherever it needs to go. And bear with me, I don't really do switches often. I feel like I should be using switches way more than I do. My default laziness is like, oh, just a nested if statement and you're fine. But it's a little harder to expand a nested if statement if it's kind of getting longer. I think a case kind of system is better. So let's put in, or switch using cases. So let's put this in, and let's just say if it is enum self, right? So if this is self, I think it's colon there, and then I would do something, right? And then great. Yeah, I think that's how it's supposed to be. So I'm gonna make a case for every one of these here. Whoops. Paste a bunch of times. Where's my enums? There we go. So I could see. So we got self, we got touch, torch, touch. There we go. We are gonna have projectile. And then I will put in beam. No, I'll do cloud. I'll just do it in order. That one's going to be cloud. This is going to be trap. And then beam. Finally making a beam, y'all. I think this is looking right. So for self, I could probably just make, I'm gonna have to make other methods for all this stuff, right? But I'll say, apply, oh, it's called effect, apply effect, right? Because this is gonna be a method. So, well, if it's self, right, I want to put in you, let's call this caster, right? Because I'm going to need the caster information, whatever the effect is. So if you're dumb and you're like, yeah, affect fire, right? You're going to do fire damage to yourself. I'm going to let you be able to screw up spells. And then the potency, whatever the... Oh my god, why do I keep saying potency? Jesus Christ. It's the, modifier. Maybe I should call it potency. Well, that's only one, though. That's just the spell power. So really, that's going to be it for that, right? Self, you'll apply the effect to the caster, which is you. For touch, this is going to be something that's within your range. So I'm probably going to end up making a ray cast, a custom ray cast. So first of all, I'm going to have to put in like entity, and I'll say target equals, oh Jesus Christ, maybe I could do literal get target in reach, right? I guess that reads all right. I think past vice will get that. And then I'm going to have to put in caster, right? Because I'm going to be using your position and everything to make that new method for the ray cast. And then we will put an if statement in here, right? Basically, I just want target to not equal null, right? It's got to be a valid target. And if it is a valid target, copy, paste, let's get rid of caster, and let's put in target, right? Because it's going to be the same kind of thing. Rarget. Good job, Vice. Right? For projectile, I'll do a copy and a paste here. Kind of let this breathe a little bit. Instead of apply effect, I should say, maybe I could do like effect or projectile effect. Right? That way it kind of keeps the same, like apply effect, projectile effect. And I still want caster effect and potency for that one, but that one's going to be summoning an entity, right? It's going to be like an arrow, right, being thrown. Except it's going to be a magic arrow, a spell. Cloud, this one's going to be a lot of the same, right? So instead of projectile effect, I could just put cloud effect. Or I should say spawn, right? Because these would be entity. Spawn. Right? Just put spawn in there. So it should be the same thing, right? Get you as the caster so I can get your position, whatever the effect is and whatever the modifier is. I guess the same thing with trap, right? Because a trap is going to... I'll do spawn trap effect. God, you know what? Effect doesn't sound too good. Maybe it should just be like spawn projectile, spawn cloud, spawn trap. And then for spawn effect could be just the generic, right? So we can get the caster, right? Effect and your modifier. And then for beam, oh god, spawn beam sounds kind of dumb. Shoot beam? Fire beam? I don't know. Shoot beam? Shoot beam? Should be good. Oh my god, I got a lot of stuff to make. I got so much to make. I'm gonna end up breaking this up into its own thing. For now, it's all gonna live in here. Just so I know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm gonna make a little break here. And I'll make it like 3 wide. Something that my eye can see, like, wait, does this belong? And in here, I'll put in, move to custom class. Move the following to a custom class. And I'll give myself a heart, because this is definitely a past Vice lazy cop-out right now. Okay. That should be everything in here. Now let's start making some of these effects. Let's do a private void. And it was apply effect was the generic one, right? Apply effect. Oh, what am I doing? Like typing all this out. I can just come down here. We'll just implement it. Boop. There we go. Right, it already gets the caster and everything. Instead of entity agent, yeah, we'll keep it entity. Okay. I think in here I need another switch. And then the case this time will be the effect, right? So I'm kind of using, it's kind of like trickling it down, right? Oh, sugar. Wait, what am I doing? Jesus Christ. I'm thinking it's a case. I don't do these that often. So now case is going to be enum modular spell effect. And I'll just start off with 4. I'll do 4. I will do fire. For this, let's call it target. I think I like that wording better. Because it's whatever the target is, right? So I can say, because it would have been weird to do caster dot. Target dot, there should be something with damage, right? Here we go, receive damage. I need the enum damage type. Why don't we just use fire? Why not? And then the damage itself, I will have it be like 1. 1 point of damage. Is that right? Oh, damage source. Wait, did it wrong. New damage source. And then the new damage source, let me pop it out and put it here. The source can equal layer or entity. Is there an entity one? Entity. That way I can record. That way if I do make dark mages and stuff, that can shoot spells as well. You know, I could keep track of whatever the entity is, and then that would also account for player, right? Type is going to be the enum fire type. And source entity, right? Because if I do source, then I will need the source entity equals, well, at this point, I could do target because it's yourself. So you are the source of your own issues there. Was that it? Is that it? Because I think in here you would do a comma, and then I could do 1F there, right? Let's put the break in here. Semicolon, right? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna have to do the same thing. Copy, paste, 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 right? We had ice. Frost, alright, close enough. Lightning. Electric, what I call it here? Electric, okay. I may end up changing these. Electricity, that works. And this one's gonna be heal, and then heal. So I'm gonna stick with these 4 for now. Is there like a receive it? Did they end up adding like a receive like healing or something? No, okay. So yeah, this would work then. You receive damage, but it sees it as healing, and then it would negate the value to be able to heal you. I remember that's how it used to be. Who knows with the new Hightail guys? I'm looking for differences, right? Because we'll start to see like whatever their coding methodology is shine through. So that should be everything for effect. Oh boy, do I wanna? I really wanna do these yet? Probably not. I'm going to comment all of this out. Alright, I'm going to comment all of this out. And then I'll come back for it. Let me open up focus. I'm gonna have to create a couple packets, I believe. Let's get the wand. Unheld interact start. Copy that. Wait, did I copy the whole thing? Yes. I think I can just get rid of all of that. Import RT helpers. We're not really sending this particular packet, but I do need to make this method here, and this will be sync spell focus attributes. That sounds good. Now we'll copy that, paste this in, make a new proto contract, cut that out, paste it in there. What information am I going to need? Oh, sugar. Let me look back. I think I relied on integers, right? Yeah, getting an int, so I'm gonna need 3. This should be all I need. I think anyway, right? Because I'm gonna need... I'm not gonna have to send item stack down here, I don't think. Ooh, you know what? I think I will have to send item stack through a packet. But not this one, not the focus one. Okay, let's make another proto contract. And this is going to be sync, sync casting tool. Attribute for spell focus, right? So it's the casting tool attribute for your spell focus. This one, ooh, I really hope I could do item stack. Please let me be able to do item stack. I know it only takes primitive stuff. God damn it, please. Don't make me serialize it, bro. Come on. Input item stack. And then this is spell focus, right? Very on the nose. That's all we're gonna send there. So I'll be using this packet on the right click whenever I make your the block that you'll be crafting your spells in. This ultimately will be the packet that's sent, that's written onto your cap, right? Your spell focus. And then this is for when you equip your spell focus. Is there a third packet I'm gonna have to make? I think just the 2 works for now. Alright, so let me throw this in the corner here. Let's go into Handler. I need to copy this. Paste. Paste. We gotta register this stuff. Paste. Copy. So that's the client side. I always register both the client and server side, just in case I need to like do something special. You know what I mean? Like where something from the server needs to broadcast back out to the clients, I could kind of piggyback off the same logic here. Alright, so that's the one side. Paste. It's got to be the focus next. Starting to get kind of long. Reading like a sentence. Alright, paste that in. We will change this to server. Okay, so everything should be good here for now. What I need to do is go into messages. I guess I could copy this. Paste, paste, right? I'll paste it in twice. Get rid of that. This will be the first thing. Sync spell focus attributes. Just that and that. Paste. And right here, paste. And to get rid of that, description. Let me get rid of these 2 descriptions as well. Oh, and this one is this long-ass thing. Man, I am still so full. Paste. I was gonna say, what, did my music stop? What a time. Okay. Hey, Older. Alright, let's save all this, right? So this should be happy now. Proto contract set. I'm going to close those 2 things out. Now we're going to be in here, right? This is where the magic is going to happen. Quite literally. Okay, okay. So, sync spell focus attributes. I'm getting your active hand slot, which is what I want for now. I don't need to write this as a tree attribute. Let me look at the wand. Let me look at what I'm doing with the wand. I think this is not going to be tree attribute worthy. I think I'm just going to write 3 separate tags, right? And it's just going to be these 3 tags. And I need to set them as integers. Where'd it go? Messages. Here we go. So I can get rid of these. Oh geez, these are wrong. I never updated the name. I'm like, wait a minute, why are only 3 of these working? This isn't making sense. Alright, input int. And then I can say delivery effect in modifier, right? Those are going to be our three things. Boop. Go back into here, so this will be input delivery, input effect, input modifier. I got to get the appropriate tags here. So it's all going to be spell variant parts. Right, this one's going to be effect. This one's going to be delivery. And then I can mark it dirty. That way the client gets the updated stuff. Which means I can get rid of this. A little space there. I need to get from player. Oh, actually, we could just do stack dot attributes. Oh, and these cannot be floats. I have to set as an int. Okay. And then that would be the values. So that's that packet for these focus. For this one, it's going to be a little bit different. Let's let that breathe a little bit too. All right, so I can say stack dot... God, I'm really hoping this works. Attributes dot item stack. Oh, thank fuck that's in there. Oh, thank you. RT references dot, and this was called equipped focus. And I gotta take a snapshot of... Oh no, actually I could just do network message dot the focus, right? Because I already made a deep copy at that point, and I would just be attaching it. And then marking your main hand as dirty. Probably would want to remove... In here, I probably want to remove your left hand item. And then mark both dirty. So I can do left hand item slot dot item stack equals... Oh man, can I just do null? Is that how I could do it? Is that a nullable thing? Or can I do like clear? Delete. Let's look to see what we got here. I can do take out whole. It's the entire contents of the stack, setting base stack to null. Oh, so yeah, I could just pop it as null then. I could just do item stack equals null, right? Because it's doing the same thing. Although I guess if they have a take out whole, I'll just do that. You can only have these one at a time, anyways. And then I'm gonna have to have this marked dirty as well when you're done. There we go, mark dirty. This should be everything, right? So I'm getting the item stack and I'm writing it. And this is writing the focus. Okay, okay, cool. I gotta make helpers now. We'll just pop it here. Paste it a couple times. So the first thing's gonna be sync spell focus attributes. And I'm gonna want 3 inputs for the integer, right? Int. And this is going to be delivery. Get rid of all this crap. another int. This will be effect in int and modifier in. Paste. There's our network handler. Input delivery is delivery in. Input effect will be effect in. Input modifier will be modifier in. There we go. Next thing is going to be sync spell. Nope. It's going to be this one. The sync casting tool attribute for spell focus. Paste. There we go. And it's just the one thing, and we are gonna want an item stack in here, and that's all. Item stack, and I'll say stack in. This equals stack in. There we go. So I just kind of wrap this up. My helpers, it's kind of just like a nice little wrapper, so it will automatically check the side it needs to trigger from. It'll send it from the right side. Like it's a one-hit stop here. So now what I could do is go into start with the spell focus, right? I have a new packet to send here for the spell focus. And it's going to be the sync spell focus attributes. For this, I'm going to need world, so I can get it through by entity.world. Oops. And then we are going to need the delivery, the effect, and the modifier. I'm going to need all three. So I could do something like 1 for self, because this is a temporary packet, 1 for fire, 1 for potency. Even though potency doesn't do anything. For now. So that should at least write these 3 tags on the focus. And then I should be able to equip the focus over here. Right in here. So instead of setting this, now I can come in and say RT helpers dot, and it's going to be sync casting tool attributes for spell focus. Casting tool attribute for spell focus. And then this is going to be world, right? So I can get it from by entity.world. And then this is going to be the item stack, which is going to be this deep clone here, right? Not deep clone, but this clone. Boop. There we go. And let's cut this out. Like, let's cut the sound out, and let's put it in the message here. And this is going to be from player.entity. That way everyone will hear the sound, right? I'm thinking about people playing on this with a server. Okay, so now we're going to be sending these 2 packets, so we should be able to update some information. Probably want to put a failsafe in here. Or on stop. Oh, I already did. Here. We'll do whatever the base is and then return. So if you don't have a focus. If you do have a focus, we'll try and cast the spell. And then I think that's it, right? I don't want to run anything else because you're obviously casting a spell. All right, let's see what I concocted here. How much more time do I even have? This wasn't too bad. Not too shabby. Make sure I got no messages waiting for me. Alright, we're still good. Getting a bread maker today. I'm kind of excited. Okay, so if we look at this, If you hold down shift when you're in debug mode, there are no attributes on it right now. But if I were to right click, oh, the game crashes. See? Let's see what's going on. Network handler. Ooh. Wait, did I restart? Did I like restart and rebuild? I don't know if I did. Okay, I may have. We'll restart the game. Oh, I think I did. I have a sneaking suspicion that item stack is very unhappy sending like item stack the way I did. I may have to separate this out. Alright, yep, I think that is what happened. So we got proto contract issues. Exception, no serializer defined for type. Shit. For the freaking item stack, huh? Ooh. Okay. I didn't think I'd be able to do that. Didn't think I could. That's a shame. That is a shame. I could do the similar stuff though. I just have to change the packet. Okay. Let's go back into the helpers. We gotta try, right? You gotta try sometimes. So item stack is not the way. What I could do though, here, I'll keep that commented out to remind myself that I've tried that. I could paste this in, and then we can make another public string. I'll say input string item stack name. Right? We could do that. Yeah, let's just go ahead and stop. I know, you're upset. Wah, wah. Now I just follow the trail, right? Because in here... Son of a bitch. There we go. I just wanted to pop it out. We can no longer do item... You know, I guess I could do item stack still. I could still do item stack. Because then... let's go into here, like, input... Item stack name equals... stack in dot... be collectible, right? Yeah, because you got to be collectible first. Dot code. Whoops. Dot path. Right, because that's what that's going to be. That's going to be the whole path. Okay. Let's do input delivery equals stack in. You know what? Instead of doing that, Jesus Christ, I'm just going to make it easier. We're going to do a string. It'll be item stack name in. Int is delivery in. Int for effect in. Int for modifier in. There we go. I'll deconstruct it on the other side. Alright, so this could be item stack name. This would be delivery in. There's the effect in and the modifier in. There we go. Let's go into our network messages now, because obviously I can't just set it like that. I'm going to have to reconstruct it. So I'm going to have to say item stack equals new item stack. Let me create a new item here. Item. New item equals, whoops. Here, I'll put in new item stack there, okay. So new item equals from player dot entity dot world dot block accessor dot get. Oh wait, that's the block accessor shit. What is it? Is it get item, right? Get item. And then I have to do a new asset location. And I am going to put in... Should I separate out the domain and the path? Maybe I should separate out the domain and the path. I'm thinking if anyone wants to make a mod... You know what? No one wants to make mods of my mods. I gotta stop doing that. You know what? Fuck it. Show me these people who are making mods of my mod. RT references dot mod ID with colon. Ooh, better yet. I don't need to do any of that. I can just put in network message dot name. Here it is. Item stack name. And then this will be new item with a stack size of 1, singular. And then I can say new item stack dot attributes dot set int, right? And then that is going to be we're gonna have to put in the key RT references dot where's the delivery, right? So I'm gonna save delivery network message delivery. There we go. And I need different lines. There is a French translation of your mod, though it's not the same thing. Yeah, I mean that's a thing, right? That's a translation. No one's like using my methods to make their own spells. Which I thought would have been cool if someone was ambitious enough to do it. No one has taken that call to action. Modifier. Effect. There we go. And now, I should be able to take all 3 of these, right? Like this new item with those tags, and I will save that to the item stack. And take out everything in your left hand and then mark it all dirty. And what is this looking for? Oh, okay. Yep, this is actually sending the packet now. So offhand item stack collectible dot code, which is going to be the domain plus the path. And then I need all 3. I guess I'll do 1, 1, 1 for now. I would if I knew how to code. Well, that's why you're watching me literally pull. I'm standing up and bending over and pulling this out right now. I assume it's gonna logically. It seems like it would work. All right, build successful. Let's hop back in. So we're looking for some basic stuff. I gotta make sure that I can save an attribute, and then after I save that attribute, I need to reload to make sure that it's really on the server and not just the client. If it's only client side, it would zero everything back out on a reload because the server doesn't know about anything. Okay, so again, if I hold attributes, nothing. Let me just double check that we got no errors. Nope, nothing but some minor texture errors. So if I right click with this, oh, I heard the whoosh. Now if we hold, so there we go. We got the spell focus, and that's the whole thing, Rustbound Thaumaturgy spell focus dash common. So that's the string. And then we got the 3 attributes on there, right? So this would be like a focus that you created. You named it Fireball or Flame Touch or Thunderstrike or, you know, Freeze Bitch, whatever you want to call this, because I will allow you to name these with like a custom name. And then I should be able to put this in my offhand, and let's take a look at this wand here. Let me make a little space, right? So this wand here. So far, it only has attributes on it, right? So we have the stored energy, which is your maximum stored energy. Oh, that's the whole tree attribute there, right? So it's got all the different elemental types, right? And then if I put this in my hand, it brings up the HUD on the side. And again, let's double check our work. Everything's at 50. Yep, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. Perfect. Perfect. Now I should be able to right-click. There we go. It absorbed this. And now let's look. We got the tree attribute still. I don't see... Oh, there it is, right there. At the bottom. So you could see the top. I can't really show with my mouse, but you'll see like the whole tree attribute for stored energy. And then right towards the bottom, yeah, you could see the equip focus, and then it has the focus information, right? So this would have been quote unquote equipped. And if I right click, nothing's crashing, which is great, but nothing is also happening. But it could be. We're not targeting anything. Let's make it daytime. Let's pig. Pigs usually sleep during the day, right? Oh, God, what the hell's it called? Boar. Yeah. So it's not doing anything. Oh wait, self. Oh, I put a 1 there. That's self. Game mode 1. Nah, it's not casting a spell. Yes! Alright, thank you. I'll be right out. My bread maker just showed up. Nothing. Oh, wait, guys, I never, wait, this is supposed to be for self. Let's take a quick look here. Take a quick look. Stop. Item stack focus. Oh, wait. Does it have item stack? Is that it? Let me put a statement here. RM references, or RT references dot logger. Let's see if I get this far. Tier 1. That's all I need. Ooh, I'm not getting that. Okay, so I may have to look a little differently here. Because I'm not... I don't think I'm saving this as the item stack correctly. Let's reload. Let's reload. That's why nothing's happening. I kind of like this whole modular system here. I like this idea. Yeah, so it's still the item attribute casting tool, type item code, and then attributes. Yeah, that should be the item stack, and it did save. It did indeed save. The only spell in my wand would get jinxed if it's like an enormous explosion. So focus is equaling null. Item stack, right? Get item stack. Am I not saving it under equip focus? Let's take a look at the packet. Where is it? Network message. So I should be saving it under this, right? And it's the new item stack, and it wrote all the stuff correctly. And take out whole, right? That should be right. Alright, let's go back into wand. Somehow. Somehow focus is equaling null. Let's put a here 0 and here 1. Oh, it's not even hitting here 0. So it's not even getting to here. Is this not how it works? Called when player successfully completed using action. Always called once in interaction is over. Okay. Oh, am I screwing something up here? Yeah, it's because of this, right? It's sending a packet. Here, let me... Yeah, because that would be equipping it. Let me lock this into sneak. Right, let's go ahead and paste this in. And then I'll say by entity dot what is it, controls dot sneak. Right, so if you're sneaking, then apply this, else, you know, just run the base. Well, that would send the packet now. Here, and we could test it out with this. Boop. Nope. That just zeroed it all out. Interesting. Oh, wait. It would be sending, it's trying to send the packet for equipping a focus. Okay. That is fine. I have a feeling it's in my handling. I think I have to do something like handling equals maybe something like prevent default. Damn it. I'll have to figure this out. It's in here. I need to like patch this back through because it's never getting to stop because it's never really starting. Like, so if I put something like right here, make it just a little bump here, I'll put like 00. Yeah, see? So it's getting to that point, but it's not continuing like it should. Okay, that was it. Now it's doing the whole thing. Now it's getting to at least to this part, but it is not getting past to here 1. So it's saying the focus is null. All right, so that's the next thing we're gonna work on in the next stream. Once the focus does not equal null, I can parse all the information out of the focus item, and then I can cast the spell based on the spell parts that you selected for your particular cap. I don't know, guys. I think this system, it's primitive right now, but I think it's actually more complex. Like, I think this is going to make for a really good system where you can have, like, a way to do something and then pop an effect on. And I can maybe even expand this to where you could have, like, 2 effects, maybe. Right? So you could maybe do, like, a fire and an ice effect and cast, like, a frost firebolt. Or, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different things that I can like expand on this. But yeah, so I will figure this out. But as you guys can see, progress is being made, and I'm not sure how this is going to turn out. I don't know if I want you to just take the Viz only, or if it should take like 2 or 3 Viz for the chunk you're in, or however complex the spell is. And then whatever your fire attribute is, right? Or whatever your water or shadow or, you know, like whatever, darkness, you know, light, whatever. But I think this is going to be a pretty cool system. And then also what I have to do is make it to where this item changes depending on the cap you put on. Right? So I want it to look like you pop the cap on. I like this. Yeah, me too. This is fun. This has been fun. Let's shut that down. Let's go into Twitch. Who is playing this game? Who am I following? Man, I think I gotta do a purge. There's some people that I'm following that I just, like, don't really interact with anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I think I gotta purge my follows here a bit. I was in the habit of, like, I would raid someone and then follow and action roll out, but who should we give it to? Anyone have any suggestions? Hey, there's that Vice guy, handsome devil, whose camera is, like, not working. I should fix that tonight. I think I just need to trace back the wire and do some troubleshooting with it. Uh, oh, the Crow's Nest. This person's playing on the Crow's Nest. I think that's the one Perk Cuss plays on. We'll give them a Zalia. I'm terrible with names, but we shall raid this human and or machine. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. A little later today, I think I may do a double stream today. I'm feeling pretty good. And in the other stream, right, we're gonna complete this, at least make the touch spells work. We will start the projectile spells. I will, we'll start to build out the cloud and, like, all the spell parts. And then maybe we'll make our first block. And that block is going to be, the block entity with a GUI, and it will have, like, the options, right? Like, all the options you can pick, and you will be able to write your spells down into the spell block using the Viz system, right? So, like, in this chunk, there's 137 Viz available in the chunk that I'm in, right? So we'll start to do things like that, and kind of complete this whole spell casting loop. But thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. Adios. See you later. Bye.